This is Call of Duty Warzone. Verdansk is back. Be sure to like the video, subscribing is great as well. So this is Call of Duty Warzone PlayStation 5 Pro Enhanced. That's right, it's PS5 Pro Enhanced, offering the massive, exciting, open world, free-to-play, Battle Royale Call of Duty action that you might have experienced like 5 or so years ago. It's back. It's the same map. It's the same old school gameplay. Why are my teammates dropping right over the castle? Oh my. Oh. It's all the pain and the annoyances that you might recall from having played this prior many years ago in regards to dealing with teammates where you're just like, really? Right at the prison? Right at the top? Right where everybody else is dropping? Yeah, that makes a lot of sense. Yeah, go ahead and do that. Yeah. You're gonna die right away, but nah, no big deal. You're Bullet Club. Bullet Club and Dopole. You know what you're doing? Yeah. Anyways, so yeah, Verdansk is back. It's the exact same old school gameplay. I guess they're going for a bit of a nostalgia trip on this one. It's an interesting choice to bring back the game. I mean, well, I guess the portion of the game that sort of... I mean, it kind of broke Modern Warfare 2019, sort of, but it still hasn't ever been the same, that version of the game. But yeah, so it's kind of interesting. Like, I think, as you can tell, the results here are a lot better. You've got the inherited PS5 Pro offering modes. You've got, sort of the legacy environment setup and gameplay mechanics, the floating loot stuff. It's basically a nostalgia trip. If you want to go back to feeling like you're in COVID, this is the experience for you. No, it is weirdly nostalgic, but it's also sort of like, oh, this was the time I was trying to forget about. And but it was fun though, playing with some pals during this time. You know, it gave us something to do during a rather grim time. Oh look, Dopole died. Oh, what a shocker! Being all by yourself, dropping right below where the thing is. Wow. Anyways. Thy holy MP5, that's what I'm talking about. No scope, that's a little sad. Yeah, like I was saying, it's a game where you drop in, you're fighting 150 players. They might adjust things later on, I don't know. Depending on when you play this, they might have more players, less players. They're always doing different things with Warzone to kind of keep it fresh. They might have like Rebirth, where you kind of smaller map, you respawn over and over. Stuff like that. They might do things along those lines. It's hard to say, you know, it's always going through events and seasonal things, but yeah, you drop in, you fight, there's a circle, the thing gets pushed towards you, the circle gets smaller and smaller, you try to kill everyone and survive, you try to be the last person, duo or team, squad, I guess you would say, standing at the end of it all. The world is filled with the distinct aesthetic and styling of like Modern Warfare 2019, but they've improved things such as the visuals. The draw distance is better, more clarity. The visual fidelity is improved. The sense of scale here is excellent. The pop-in is much better than it was. And yeah, they've just done some really good things in regards to enhancing the experience. Now I gotta waste and spend my whole game paying for these idiots. Oh, never mind, because he quit, and I spent and threw myself into a dangerous area to revive him, even though he quit the game. Thanks, Dopole guy. You're the best. You are the best. Woo! Make me want to waste my money, and then you run away regardless. Thank you so much. I missed Warzone. Anyways, yeah, it's a bundle of fun. You can go alone, with others, pals, randoms. Whatever kind of scenario floats your boat, and then you try to go into these different areas, and you are looting and attempting to survive, and, you know, scavenging, finding better weapons. The core sort of crux of the game, though, is based around your loadout drops. It does seem like the loadout drops are handled a little bit better, but that does seem to be, again, the main gameplay, which I never really liked the idea of that for COD, like other battle royales, where you're not... specifically just fighting to grab, like, basically the whole point of this game is just to fight to grab your loot box, where you have a preset class set up, and then get your items that you want, instead of just, like, looting and fighting gear, which I always found weird, but that's how it's played, that's how people like it, and I accept that for what it is. You know what I mean? Yeah, I totally get that. That's what people like. That's what it is. But yeah, it's interesting because it's like it's sort of that plain old school world, which is a combination of different like environments. Like there's like scrap yards over here and stuff like that. And basically, the idea is that like a lot of 2019 was sort of built around the idea and the synergy of flow of like using maps and environments and sharing them across the game to try to keep like install sizes down a little bit. And now it's just kind of back in its full, glory and environment, and it's just sort of feeding off of that. But they've done great work with like the, like I said, textures, environment, aesthetics, everything. Uh, much better looking game. And if you die, you go out of the gulag, and occasionally if you go further enough into the game, the gulag will be shut. But you die once, you go to the gulag. If you win, you come back. If you don't, you have to be rebought by your teammates. And that's a whole part of the experience as you fight and try to survive while exploring this large world, which is quite funny. There's some minor upgrades, some minor things you can find, like hold on to more vests and get different guns, do bounties, do little challenges to gain extra cash. There's vehicles that you can drive around, there's helicopters, little things like that. All the fun bells, whistles, and toys you can experience as you go about trying to survive and trying to deal with teammates that do nothing. I might as well have just done solos at this point. Like, why did they drop? Like, of course, like I called at the beginning, the two idiots that dropped right at the castle, they died. Because they're idiots. Sorry, but, like, what do you want from me? Yeah, so anyways, like per usual, like I said earlier, this game is PlayStation 5 Pro Enhanced Warzone, so Verdansk, inheriting those Black Ops 6 mechanics. So this is the quality mode. So quality mode is your dynamic 4K with Pisser. At 60 above FPS, so that, yeah, it kind of pushes things. It's got the bells and whistles of the regular, I guess you would say fidelity mode, resolution mode, whatever you want to call it, and it's just kind of been, it's just kind of been upgraded and enhanced so that, it looks better and everything. And then there is also a high frame rate mode, which basically it's 1440p, targeting like dynamic at 120 FPS. So I like quality mode. Feels fluid enough. Looks good. Runs good. Very happy with it. No problems there. So kind of cool to see Verdansk back. Because like I said, this was a big... Oh, someone else already bought that guy back. As I said, this was a big highlight for me and my pals during like COVID was playing this. Like playing Warzone. We've played a lot of this. And that's because, there wasn't really a whole lot to do. So on one hand, it's nice nostalgia because it's like, oh yeah, this is what we used to play together and stuff. On the other hand, it's like, wow, I do not remember this era of my life that much, but you get what you get. Yeah, but it's neat to have it back. It's neat to be playing it. It's fine, just basically the same thing from before. I don't know if it's been enough time for me to like really have that sort of level of like nostalgia thing where I'm like, oh my, it's been too long or something like that. It's sort of like it's an okay amount of time, and I'm more like, oh, it's interesting that now there's a loadout coming right after. Yeah, of course, as soon as I've already bought everything, that's great. Yeah, it's interesting. Usually there's combat that happens. Like obviously I ran away from that one guy because he was gonna destroy me, but. Anyways, yeah, it's got an interesting setup to it, interesting dynamic. The matches, they're not too bad, depending on how long you can last. You might get something that's like 20-ish minutes or so, but sometimes you die really fast, sometimes you die really slow. It varies a lot based... Oh, now you're dead. Wow, that guy is incredibly incompetent. Is this thing like on fire, or is this a good new buggy? Already wasted all my money, not gonna be able to help this guy. Oh, also there's the combination of like operators and stuff from Modern Warfare 2, 3, 2, and Black Ops 6, all kind of being available in here if you want your paid-for character skins and whatever. And this is the only place where they're actually like unified, gameplay-wise, is within Warzone here. Hey, buddy, here to meet up with you and stuff. Teamwork makes the dream work, am I right? Is he trying to earn more money? I don't understand, but yeah, I don't know. It's kind of like, it's got its moments. It's fun. You go in, you die really quick. You either survive or you don't. You loot, you thrive, and then you just keep fighting onwards until like the end of the match. And there's a lot of different environments, and it's a little different it is different every time because your competitors are different. But there's not really like much of a learning curve outside of like having a good class or some good perks set up. Like the idea of it is the simplicity of just being able to play with a group of friends and dropping in, fighting, and then, match ends, do a new match, repeat. So it's very accessible from that point, where you don't have to necessarily have invested a ton of time into getting to know how the game works and playing the game. That's what makes Battle Royale so, I guess, intoxicating, is the level of, again, accessibility, where you don't have to put much extra time into it. Like, someone that plays regular multiplayer, you know, they're going to have all these special like, guns and setups and stuff. And you will, too, to a degree, depending on what you do, because, you know, you'll have your loadout set up. But for the most part, pretty fair grounds, pretty even stuff. You'll explore, fight, and then eventually die. And that's the cool part of it. But yeah, it just kind of reminds me again of, like, I want to say, like, the biggest thing was, when we played this back in the day, my friends and I, it was fun, and we played a lot of it during COVID, like I've mentioned a few times. And then we were done with it, and I was completely burned out of it. Some people keep playing it, but, like, I still feel like I've had, like, enough of this. Like, I've totally had my fill of this, and I was just, like, kind of playing it again. I'm reminded that a lot of it is just, do you not have, like, a point of where you're going? A lot of it is just kind of, you know, walking around, interacting with things. And it's just, like, a lot of empty space where there's not a whole lot going on. And I think my teammate doesn't know how money in this works, because they're not going to heal our buddy. So I just got 3 people that have no idea. I've got 2 reckless idiots, and then 1 guy that just... either he's doing this out of spite because he doesn't like the other guy, or he just doesn't know what he's doing. Which I'm hoping it's the spite thing? Because I'm like, what more loot are you possibly getting this far into the game? We've had our loadouts pop up. I don't know what this guy's really going for. Yeah, sorry, it's just like, you kind of get what you get for players and teammates. I'm just really, really confused as to, like, his goals? Like, what is his motivation here? So he's going for the chest? He has, like, he has $1,000. No, he's $11,000. What's he doing? You want to get on the helicopter, buddy? No, you don't want to go over and buy our teammate back? I mean, he's an idiot and he'd probably die right again, but I feel like I'm using that word a lot. I'm just very frustrated with the people I come across when playing games. It's getting to me. You know, as I'm getting into the 3 decades here, it's really getting to me. Yeah, it is. It really is. Personal crises aside, there's definitely a lot of replayability, interesting gameplay concepts, challenges, things to explore, loot to scavenge, environments to work through. It's really, really quite neat, honestly. And I don't think I could actually... One sec here. I'm pondering if I can actually change the graphics. No, it's locked between matches. I knew it! I was gonna check just in case, but yeah, no, you do have to... Yeah, you do have to actually change it between matches. Okay, I'm gonna go buy this guy back, I guess. Ugh. Gotta do everything around here. Okay. I'll go save this guy. He'll probably die in 2 seconds, but it's the right thing to do as a teammate. And this helicopter makes a ton of noise, which is probably gonna get me shot. He disconnected. Why? When did that happen? When did you disconnect? I thought I bought self-revive. Okay, well... Why? I was good. Do you see what I have to deal with? Do you see what I'm talking about? Sorry, one sec. I'm just thinking about the misery of life. Anyways, yeah, no, the game's definitely got some moments. It's got some interesting gameplay. It could be chaotic. It could be really boring. It could be exhilarating, intoxicating. It's got a little bit of everything for a little bit of everyone. You know, I do genuinely find it to be a rather intriguing offering. It's got a good amount of, like, you know, tension. Like, when you gotta, like, lock in and really get into it. And, like, a single moment could be, like, the win or the loss for your team. And, you know, you get down to that, like, final grouping. And you're never sure what exactly is going to happen. And I think that in itself is really, really quite exciting. Why did this become a let's shoot the helicopter kind of a thing? And I think here on the PlayStation 5 Pro, like, the visual fidelity of it looks really, really good. Like, it's genuinely quite impressive. Oh, you died. Wow, what a shocker, Red Ryan. What a shocker. Yeah, totally surprised about that. And I think it's just, like, the interesting gameplay and the style of it that really keeps people kind of enticed into what's going on, you know, finding the action to be exhilarating, finding the combat to be cool. But yeah, a lot of it can just kind of be like, you know, walking around, just visiting places. Like, there's different strategies too. You can camp, you could be aggressive. Some guys have an intense aggro as far as like team play and what they're doing with it. It really depends on how you want to go about it. But I feel like from a certain perspective, my review here largely has been oriented and fixated upon me kind of just walking around, because we haven't really interacted or come across too many people. I don't know if that's necessarily my fault. Oh, level 55. Does that mean I'm prestiging 55, or does that mean I'm at the point of... Anyways, it doesn't matter. Oh, look, our teammate died. What? Shocker. Let me guess. Gonna disconnect too. I don't know. Can you feel the pain I feel when dealing with my teammates here? Because, like, we haven't really come across anyone we need to fight or anything this whole time, and it gets really frustrating, you know what I'm saying? It gets really frustrating. Did he, like, leave, or can I buy him back? Do I want to buy him back? I came over here because I feel like I need to buy him back, you know what I mean? Like, it's like a teammate responsibility. It's like a burden having to carry people. That's like a lot of the time I spend in Warzone is just like finding money to revive other teammates. The irony of that being that when I die, my teammates seem to rarely ever save my life. Oh no, he left. He disconnected. Thanks, Red Ryan, for nothing. You were worthless. So aggressive today. Just a little frustrated, you know? Just a little frustrated. I think it's the teammates that I have to deal with, and the setup of it all. Where did I get shot from? Oh, they're at the Tower of Power. Okay, that's interesting. I'm gonna die before I get self-revived, aren't I? Because this swarm thing's coming. No, I'm surviving. I get to live another day. Which is like a good for me scenario, right? Like, obviously, I like living. It's a lot of fun. And it allows me to finish off this review without having to do arduous amounts of extra work. But no, I think there is a rewarding element to playing Warzone to a degree. You know, you might find it interesting as a bit of a switch up from what you're used to when you play Call of Duty. You know, it's open. It's more like, it could be intense. It's about the competition and the flow of the competition as you go around and you get pushed forward and you try to survive. And Verdansk definitely has an interesting element to it, and it feels like a unique place. I always thought, though, that we were going to get... Like, I always thought there would be, like, a new, more impressive Warzone that would happen someday. And it, like, just kind of didn't ever happen. Like, there were replacements, but nothing really was able to, like, top this one. And I didn't think this one was necessarily, like, the peak of peak, but I guess as far as Call of Duty Warzone action goes, I suppose it is. It's just what people kind of like, I would imagine, or just what people are sort of into, and yeah, it's an interesting thing to have happen. I'm here because I wanted to buy the self-revive, but it's 4,000. I was hoping there'd be, like, a little amount of cash around here, but not for this guy today. So Warzone! Hopefully this kind of gave context into what was going on and all the action and everything like that. And Guess I'll see you out there on the free-to-play Battlefield if it's something that entices you. But yeah, it's very familiar and plays it pretty safe. I would say it's about what we're used to from Call of Duty, especially Warzone. I would say for sure, yeah.